Wilder Show podcast. I'm Scott. That's Lauren.
Hello.
How you doing over there, Lauren?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm all right. Instagram. You find us on Instagram. You'll search Wilder Show Pod, and then you'll like and follow and rate or whatever you do, and share it with your friends. We appreciate that. You can email us. Email podcast@wildershow.com. It's podcast@wildershow.com. The podcast drops. The Wilder Show podcast drops Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 a.m. Central Time on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeart, Amazon, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. So, like, rate, follow, subscribe, and share. They have changed, haven't they? The meaning of winning the All-Star Game.
It changed a long time ago, though.
Not that long ago.
2017.
I didn't know it was that long ago.
I didn't either, but I also didn't know that 2019 was. We've had somebody representing the Texas Rangers in the Home Run Derby. This was the first time that we hadn't since 2019.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The All-Star Game. It used to be that the winner of the All-Star Game, people would say, "Yeah, it's an exhibition game. I mean, who cares?" And I'm sort of in that category. I don't like exhibition stuff so much.
It's okay to be just to have fun, isn't it?
No, it is. But I think part of what I enjoy, I'm not saying everybody has to feel this way, but part of what I enjoy is a real sense of competition and a desire to win, not just to go out there and laugh and have fun and wear microphones while you're, running around the bases. I like knowing the people that I'm watching want to win the game.
Yeah.
They're not just playing the game.
Yeah.
They want to win the game. And when they had the old rule where the winner of the All-Star Game, American League and the National League, of course, in the World Series, you have the winner of the American League playing the winner of the National League. And so the winner of the All-Star Game, which happens in the middle of the season, the reason you wanted your side to win is because the winner would get home field advantage in the World Series.
Right.
Okay. Now you got my attention. Now it's interesting. But that was ago times, as you say, and it isn't that way anymore. Ain't that way no mo.
You know how they decide now who has the...
It's every other year, isn't it?
No.
Who's president?
The home field advantage is awarded to the team with the better regular season record among the two pennant winners. I guess
that's okay, but it doesn't fix my problem the All-Star Game.
I'm really sorry about that. Well, I'd like to be able to fix all of your problems.
You know what? I'm looking right at your face, and I don't think you would.
How big a problem could it be if it hasn't been that way since 2017?
Let me restate.
And you didn't know.
Maybe I haven't been watching.
Sometimes I think you're just looking for problems.
Yeah. I want to restate what I said before.
I feel bad about.
I said, I don't think you do want to solve my problem. No, I know, but I'm going to restate it. Because after just moments of reflection, I want to clarify. I am quite certain you don't want to.
There are so many. It's an overwhelming thought.
I and all men are very simple. We are not complicated at all. Let's
you
talk
are
about
simple, but you just keep walking right into these things. You're making my job really easy.
Yeah, I'm in control of all these things over here.
I know.
You walk in with your fancy clothes and sit down over there and say, let's go. I have things to do.
Pop me down. I'll go find something else to do.
I'm playing. All right, Trump.
I do. There's nowhere I'd rather be than right here.
Gosh, that's nice. Trump and Epstein. Let's talk about them.
Okay.
There was a big conservative gathering in Tampa. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I did.
Big conservative gathering in Tampa. And, it's interesting to see what people are tolerating when it comes to this Epstein thing. And, of course, I'm not going to go with the whole story of Epstein, right? Child whatever, trafficker, pedophile, whatever. And he's going to go to jail, and then he committed suicide, quote, committed suicide in jail. I mean, all these people before Trump was elected talked about how there was a client list. They're famous. The famous people and the rich people, and there's a whole thing where they passed around, and we're going to expose that client list and the client list and the client list. And now you have the Department of Justice saying, yes, there's no client list, and he really did commit suicide. And immediately, and by the way, I don't know whether there's a client list or not. I don't know whether they committed suicide or not. What I know is there are a lot of people that voted for Trump or for the super MAGA people because they wanted that stuff unveiled.
Sure.
You uncover that stuff.
Do you
Be
think,
transparent.
I don't remember seeing that really high on the list of reasons that people were voting for Trump.
No, I think it was. I think it was used that way. Now, I'm not saying they really thought there was something there, but I think they allowed people to believe that they thought there was something there. And there also is, look, there are only 3 reasons why all of a sudden this Epstein stuff has to go away. I mean, Donald Trump doesn't let go of stuff, as we talked about before. He talks about the same stuff all the time.
Yeah.
He's still talking about flipping Rosie O'Donnell. Look, she doesn't even live here anymore. Who cares?
That really does kind of make me crazy.
Who cares about Rosie O'Donnell? And if you're a person who says, hey, man, who cares about Rosie? Well, don't bring her up. Who cares? Let her go live her life not here, wherever she wants to live her life and be done. You got bigger stuff to do.
This is nothing against Rosie O'Donnell. She's in one of my favorite movies of all time, Sleepless in Seattle. But I think the most relevant thing about Rosie O'Donnell right now is that the president just won't leave her alone. The more he brings her up, the more she has the opportunity to stay in the spotlight.
News, yeah. But only 3 reasons that I can think of why you would want all of a sudden dismiss all this. And these 3 may make no sense. But the 3 things that I think about that, why would he, all of a sudden, the president, say it's no big deal. Let's be done with it. Where are all my boys? Why are all my boys and gals doing this? Let's move on from the Epstein thing. Number 1 is that it never really was true, and you knew it. And now you really don't want to deal with it anymore. Number 2, it could be there is some compromising information there. No, let's say, be honest, about you.
Wouldn't he have known that it would be there, though, when he was promising to...
Well, the 3rd reason is a lot of people have sort of opined that Epstein, somebody in this thing, could have been an operative for another country.
Okay.
Like a foreign intelligence officer. It might have been a spy for whoever. I mean, we listen to some of the people in that MAGA world, the super, super MAGA world. They almost seem to be saying, hey, he may have been Mossad. He may have been an Israeli spy. He may have been...
Who may have been?
Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein might have been?
And anything that was gathered might have been gathered for reasons other than sort of nefarious sexual things. It may have been to get information or to who knows?
Yeah.
But that whole thing of it's national security, so we can't... it's like you arrest someone and say, well, you don't need a lawyer. I mean, you do need a lawyer, but you can't have a lawyer because, this is national security. And so you're just going straight to the, as you call it, the hooscow. You go straight to the hooscow.
Get in the paddy wagon.
Can't
go
talk
straight
to
the hooscow.
Can't call anyone from Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe and get them down here to protect your rights. So anyway, that's the news. And now you have the whole thing with, is it Ghislaine? Is that your name? Ghislaine?
I think that's right.
Ghislaine
Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell. There is a story out today. Despite rumors, Ghislaine, I think it's Ghislaine. It's Ghislaine. Anyway, whatever her name is, that girl was never offered any kind of plea deal. She would be more than happy to sit before Congress and tell her story. No one from the government has ever asked her to share what she knows. She remains the only person to be jailed in connection to Epstein, and she would welcome the chance to tell the American public the truth. Woo! That ain't going to happen.
You don't think so?
No. One way or another, that is not going to happen. What that truth is remains to be seen. She was convicted in 2022 over her role as in the scheme to sexually exploit multiple minors and blah, 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 and Epstein. So we'll watch it, but I don't think the MAGA faithful, I don't think they're just going to, because Trump tells them, hey, buddy boy, pipe down. I don't think they're going to. I think they're saying he doesn't need anything. He doesn't need anything to have somebody like Dan Bongino quit. And that whole thing last week. He didn't go to work on Friday. Would Dan Bongino quit if Pam Bondi is not let go? Is Pam Bondi going to stay? Is she going to go? Who knows? Who knows? But look. Trump does not need anything else going in the negative direction. I mean, he's got enough. I mean, just he is enough. Having more is not a good idea. And when you have your own people, the people that will, jump in front of a train for you, probably literally jump in front of a train for him, those are not the people that you want against you. Mm-hmm. I mean, you use the rabid dogs for your purposes. The last thing you want is to have them turn on you.
You know what the saddest part of all of this is?
What's that?
In all of this is lost why they were in trouble in the first place.
Why they?
Well, all of these young women.
Oh, yeah.
All of these young women who were taken advantage of and trafficked and had terrible things happen to them.
That's true.
For years and years and years. I mean, have they ever even assigned a number to it of young women
it's over
that
100.
they think were?
It's over 100 for sure.
And this is where we are now.
Yeah, we're talking about this.
It's a political thing.
Yeah, it is, and also it's a power thing. It's the people that are the wealthy, the people that for whatever reason have temporarily left the country, took a vacation in another country for a few years, and then maybe they'll come back.
Yep.
Now that this is going to resolve this way, anyway. But the MAGA faithful are a little upset if my Maganometer is sensitive.
I think it's pretty sensitive.
Yeah. Obama. Tough Obama. Man, he's a tough guy. He's a really tough guy when he's not in office anymore. Uh-huh. And he did say some things I agree with. I mean, that's but he's done that before.
Sure.
This is not, he can, sometimes say the right things or say things that make sense. He said, hey, listen, man, if you're frustrated by the state of the country under President Donald Trump, stand up for the things you think are right. We talked about this. The Democrats, sometimes they just say, okay, well, let's let it all burn. Just let it burn. Obama said at a fundraiser a couple of days ago, I think it's going to require a little bit less navel gazing and a little less whining and being in fetal positions, and it's going to require Democrats to just toughen up. Don't tell me you're a Democrat and you're kind of disappointed right now, so you're not doing anything. No, now is exactly the time that you get in there and do something, he said. Don't say you care deeply about free speech and then you're quiet. No, stand up for free speech when it's hard, when somebody says something that you don't like, but you still say, you know what? That person has the right to speak. That's what's needed. What's needed now is courage. So Dan Rather was right.
Courage. Every night.
Courage. Whatever things that the whiners, the thumbsuckers are upset about, Obama's saying don't just sit there and take it.
That takes so much energy, though.
I know. That's part of being a human. I mean, part of being a productive human. You gotta do something. You gotta do some stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's all. Yeah, it's probably not coincidental that he comes out and makes a big deal of this kind of stuff. At the same time, he has an announcement to make about a new project with David.
Larry David.
Larry David. Yeah. On Netflix or wherever it is on their $1 trillion deal they did.
Yeah.
The Obamas.
Is that a Netflix?
I don't know
thing?
what it is. I think it is. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't remember who cut that deal.
Mm-hmm. I know they had a deal with Netflix. I'm just not sure if this is a part of that or if this is something new.
He also, this is from the Daily Beast. We'll see how they made it make sense. He also dismissed inter-party battles over ideology and said Democrats needed to find a way to deliver for people and make their lives better. And he repeated his call for Democrats to stand up for what they think is right and be willing. If we all do that, if we do our jobs over the next year and a half, then I think we will rebuild momentum and we will position ourselves to get this country moving in the direction it should. That's what he said.
So it was really, he was...
It's a fundraiser.
Okay. He was talking to Democrats.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's talking tough to Democrats. It was at a fundraiser. was talking tough to Democrats, and he was saying, hey, stop looking for a God and vote for the best candidate. If we play our cards right, he didn't say that, but he said, if we all do our job between now and the next year and a half, we're going to be in a position to get the country, in his view, get the country back on track. That's what he thinks.
It makes more sense to me now.
He's just trying to rally the troops. He's trying to rally his own kind, the Democrats.
Get ready for your ice cream to be better for you, but maybe not look as pretty. I think that'll be okay with me. That'll be okay with you, right?
I don't know. Let's explore. Does it taste the same?
It's going to taste the same.
That's okay.
This has nothing to do with flavor. It's that U.S. ice cream makers say they'll stop using artificial dyes by 2028.
What's the rush?
So apparently there isn't a rush. Maybe it's not that bad for us after all.
We only have 1,000 more days with cherry ice cream being red.
It's these ice cream makers represent about 90% of the U.S. supply of frozen treats that have pledged to remove artificial dyes from their products. Just under 3 years from now. The move is the latest voluntary effort by food manufacturers to heed calls from the Trump administration to remove synthetic dyes over the concerns about potential health effects. So companies like Nestle, Kraft, Heinz, General Mills said they'd pull artificial colors from their foods too. This is a big deal. I guess this is 40 makers of ice cream and frozen dairy desserts. They're removing 7 petroleum-based dyes from their products. When you say it to me like that, petroleum-based dyes, and I realize that not only are these the things I've been eating for all these years, but these were the things I gave to my kids all of these years, and there's a long list of these things, and apparently, like we already said, this is a really good thing, and I can, it's okay. It's okay with me if it might not look as pretty.
You've had drinks before that have a flavor. We've talked about this before. We have a drink that is a flavor, and you can't see it. So it's in a bottle, but the bottle has a wrap on it, like a wrapper on it.
Yeah.
So you drink it and you go, oh, this tastes very much like, banana.
Right.
Or whatever. But if you undid the wrapping, you'd find out it's like gray.
It's not a very pretty color.
No.
Yeah.
So your mind would tell you, yuck, even if the taste is good. Ice cream, it's going to be tough because you have to look at it.
Yeah, but we've talked about this before. First of all, let me mention the point. They want to be sure that we all know this does not mean that ice cream is all of a sudden going to be healthy for us. It's still a food that you want to eat in moderation, but this is going to pull some of the really bad stuff out of it. But I had I can't remember where it was.
Only diabetes we have to worry about, not the
diabetes
things from the
and
dye.
cholesterol and
all the
probably a
things.
couple of other things too.
But at least the dye won't be there.
The dye won't be there. But maybe a year and a half ago, I was in a different city, and I was at an ice cream store where, but one ice cream cone, one scoop is like $9 or something. So it's good ice cream. It was, something like that.
But it was really good. Well, it was $9, but it was really good.
It tasted great.
Yeah.
It was mint chocolate chip. It was not green.
Yeah, right.
It was white.
Yeah.
And it had the chocolate chips, looked like normal chocolate chips. It tasted, it didn't have, turns out it doesn't have to be green for me to think it tastes like mint chocolate chip or for it to be mint chocolate chip. The green was not necessary at all.
I've made ice cream. I'm a bit of a snob about it. I like the way the ice cream tastes that I make.
Yeah.
And I've made mint chocolate chip. And I've made it not green. But then I made it green.
With a couple of drops of food coloring? Yeah.
People expect it. You bought the ice cream and you're bringing it up because I think you thought, hey, it wasn't even green.
Yeah, but
which
what
means
I'm
you might have
saying
expected it would be green.
It was a surprise, but it still tasted great.
Oh,
it tasted every bit as good as every green mint chocolate chip ice cream I've ever had.
Two things. We're talking about not a taste, how it looks. People's expectation is that it will be green. That was your expectation, and you found it didn't really even matter.
Yeah.
But it was still the expectation. So, but you bought it.
No, it makes sense. It just sounded like you made it one way, but then you added some green to it because people expected it to be green.
Yeah, I did it really sort of for that, but also just as As an experiment. What is it? How
Did
much
they
is
like it better? Was there
no,
was there
nobody-
a consensus
I threw almost
either
all,
way?
You know, I've given you ice cream. People just throw it away. They have it. I have. It's okay though. I mean, because I throw it away too. See, the thing is, we talked about before. I don't really even care about sweet things, but I loved making it. I
Yeah.
loved making ice cream. So I'd have a coffee ice cream. I made banana ice cream. Heath Bar Crunch ice cream.
Good stuff. Yeah.
It was a good one. And a normal vanilla, normal chocolate. Never really got strawberry down. Strawberry is a high water content fruit. Peach I got. Anyway, but I would always have, I would have like a couple of spoons of it to see how it tastes, and then I'd pack it up and give it away.
Yeah.
Or sell it out in the corner.
I don't remember any artificial colors in what you made.
I did make twice. I made the mint because I wanted to see. Because I too like a mint chocolate chip. I love it. I think I made one that was a mint chocolate chip and one that was a mint chocolate chunk. Wow.
Good stuff.
Anyway, so they're going to take the dyes away, but we have 1,000 more days to still have
we
it.
do.
So they're not rushing it.
They're in no hurry.
They're doing other things before that.
I'm sure it takes a while to figure out how to.
How to turn off that little thing that puts the green juice in
We
the.
don't have to take anything out. We just have to stop putting
stuff
it
in.
Right?
I wonder if our very own Bluebell. I wonder how much of the Bluebell is going to be different.
That's a good question.
I bet our Bluebell is pretty. Who knows?
I bet they'll be careful. I mean, I bet they'll.
Oh no! All I mean to say is, I wonder how much of that they already do. Like, is the stuff in all ice cream bad, or is it like the Napoleon ice cream or the what's it called?
The what?
Napoleon ice cream.
Napoleon ice.
It's black
Neapolitan.
Neapolitan. It's black and red and white.
It's brown and pink and white. It's chocolate and strawberry and
That's
vanilla.
it.
We
That's
used to
the
eat
one.
that. That was my dad's favorite
What's
ice
that
cream.
called?
Neapolitan.
Neapolitan. Now, let me ask you this. Having just celebrated the birthdays of our fathers over the weekend, I would picture your dad, and this, I was never with him when he ate ice cream. If it were me, I would tend to eat those stripes separately. I would not mix them. It's good to have them mixed in the bowl. You pull out a chunk of it, it's got like one bit is chocolate, one bit is yellow or the white one, and then one bit is red. Did he mix them all together, or did he enjoy probably the vanilla first and the strawberry, then the chocolate? No, the strawberry, then the vanilla, then the chocolate.
No, I think at the time I didn't really like strawberry, so I would only eat out of the
One side.
the vanilla and the chocolate part. But I think, I mean, it wasn't from the little bit that you do know about my dad. It was not as OCD as you might
Wait a
expect.
minute. I didn't mean that critically at all.
No, but my dad was a
Particular.
he was particular
Yeah.
about things like
It's okay.
that, about the way, like in the refrigerator, all the labels needed to be turned forward.
Well,
in the
we can
pantry,
read
the
'em.
labels
Yeah.
needed to be turned
Sure.
forward.
It's good.
Things laid out on the top of
That's
his
right.
bureau needed
That's
to
okay.
be like in square to the corner of
Yeah.
the.
Gotcha.
Everything was just so, but I don't think that he was like that about the way he ate
Interesting.
his ice cream, his Neapolitan ice
Seems
cream.
to be total departure. And you were only interested in the vanilla and the chocolate.
Back then, yeah.
Interesting. Look to the
Yeah.
cookie, Elaine. Look to the cookie. Well, former Governor Andrew Cuomo is running for mayor of New York as an independent. He was urged on by supporters who were anxious because they thought that if he withdraws, or when he withdrew, it would guarantee that Assemblyman Zoran Memdani would be victorious, and it would put New York City in the hands of the far left. Isn't that interesting? So you have the Democrats going, this is way too liberal for us. Really?
We were the far left.
What the heck? The decision by Cuomo, who had been questioning whether to run after he was crushed in the Democratic primary by Memdani, who's a state assemblyman, a Democratic socialist, was announced in a video. And there you go, or is still expected to be released, or it has been. It's known he's running. And if the polls show that he is not the highest ranked challenger to Mr. Memdani by early September, he says that he will drop out of the race. He will encourage other challengers, Mayor Adams, who is running as an independent, Curtis Sliwa, a Republican nominee, or the Republican nominee, and Jim Walden, an independent, to do the same. Leave only one person, in this case men, leave one man opposing Mamdani. Mm-hmm. But see, that's kind of weird because when he includes Mayor Adams, it's like he's saying, okay, hey, Adams, if you're not the number one, then you step aside and you let somebody else. Because between the four of us, Sliwa and Jim Walden, an independent, Mayor Eric Adams, an independent, and Andrew Cuomo, he's saying, look, we can't split all this vote. We got to, whoever is the highest, the rest of the guys pull out and endorse that guy. We can't have this guy become the mayor of New York.
Right.
Oh, that's
a lot.
really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, what if Mayor Adams, under a ton of fire for his closeness to Trump, what if Adams is the number one contender against Mamdani?
Would he still? Do you mean would they still
Cuomo
think he's a better choice than? Yeah,
exactly. So anyway, it's just interesting. Andrew Cuomo, man, like the phoenix, you cannot keep him there.
Keeps rising from the ashes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is time for Scatter Shoot.
Let's go.
Wilder Show, Scatter Shoot. Let's go into the things. Man, I've got an AI thing for you. I know you love AI, and you want to do all the AI things, but thank you for letting me do this one. So it has to do with kids. Kids and AI. Man.
Is it going to depress
what is going
me?
on? What is going on with people? I don't know.
I just had a conversation with one of my kids about AI. One of my, all of my kids are grown. But I was saying what I'm afraid of is that it is just making us all dumber.
Oh, no question.
And I said, there are plenty of things that I've just hopped on the bandwagon for and gone, happily down the road. And I know that is true of those things, that those, if my brain was still forced to figure out directions to new places and either look at a map or write things down or, I mean, even like before the old MapQuest days when you could just give it, get it to give it all to you in a list of, in a list of things when you actually had to figure things out. I'm sure I'm not as smart as I was. I'd like to think that freed up space for other things, for other creative and intellectual pursuits. But I'm pretty sure that's not the case, and I don't need any more stuff to make me dumb.
Let me give you a counterpoint on that for a second.
Okay.
Maybe it doesn't make us dumber. It might make us lazier, but it doesn't it doesn't necessarily make us dumber. If I want to know something, let's forget about AI. Which, by the way, AI is sort of just a rapid-fire Google. It sort of it tells you more than a Google. If I knew to ask 5 different questions deep on a Google search, asking it just one way, and AI says, I think I know what you're talking about, and goes through all the things. And by the way, here are the 5 points, and blah, 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 blah. Does it make me dumber? Maybe not. It may make me smarter, but it doesn't make me harder working. No doubt about that. Now, the other thing is this: knowing things. This is my theory on education, which has earned me, nothing. But my theory is schooling is not so much about what you learn as it is about learning to learn.
I think I told you that.
It is learning to learn. You are learning to learn.
That's true.
It is the process. And that is what education is all about. Now, you may learn some things when other people bring it to you, but you don't learn to learn. But the other way to say that is, okay, so was it any different except it took longer and maybe it was more expensive when we had to look it up in the Encyclopedia Britannica? All that information was still there. Who was the first to land on the moon? Who was the first to climb this mountain? Who was the first to invent this?
Yeah.
That was all in there. But we had to go dig it out.
Well, we definitely have access to more up-to-date information now. than we did. Those same things that allow us to find something at the at a keystroke. We don't have to get in the. We don't have to pull the encyclopedia off of the shelf
dumber?
anymore. I don't think it. No, I don't think that is what makes us dumber. And maybe dumber isn't even the way that I should have said it. I think those things that used to make me pull things from my memory. I don't have to remember anybody's phone number anymore. Before
sure.
I had, like a whole catalog of people's numbers that were saved in my brain. And I could pull them out and remember. I mean, it seems to me that was the same thing with figuring out how to get someplace. Well, that was it meant that I was exercising my brain. I was using parts of my brain that I don't know. I'm not confident I'm using in the same way that I used to.
I've always been a fan of directions. We've talked about this on the podcast before. East and west, north and south, all that stuff. What are the main arteries and veins for the streets and the highways and byways in your city or in your region? I love knowing that. I love feeling like if I had no map and no GPS, could I make my way back without help? Yeah, I think I still believe I could, but that's because I ever could. But for people who never have been exercised that way in their brain, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a story about kids and AI. While Robot Friend might sound like a charming Pixar subplot, it becomes a lot more serious when 1 in 4 vulnerable children say they use chat bots because they have no one else to talk to.
It's kind of sad. It's very sad.
Yeah.
But it's not all that surprising.
No. As AI tools become more conversational and more convincingly human, kids aren't just using them, they are bonding with them. 50% of vulnerable children, not sure exactly what that means, vulnerable children, but 50% of vulnerable children say they like talking, say it feels like talking to a real friend. Let me put a pause in that for a second. For a long time, because of what we do, in our real job, I travel around the country and I'm on to the radio stations. And I've known these guys a long time. And I'm on the radio for a couple of days in this market, a couple of days in that market. And then the pandemic came and we couldn't travel, or I couldn't travel.
Right.
And so we had to find another way around. If you're listening to NPR, they're not all in Culver City. It sounds like maybe they're all in the same room, but they're not. And there's great equipment, great technology that provides the opportunity to sound like you were in the very same room with someone.
Right.
In fact, if Lauren and I were using that equipment, and we have it, I'm looking right at it right now. If we were to use this equipment and we were miles apart or states apart, you would not even know we weren't in the same room. You could not even tell. Now, one of the ways that we sort of work around is because sometimes you can imagine that if you don't see someone, it might be harder to take nonverbal cues. You don't want everything to sound like you're pitching it to the next guy to talk, right? So what we did was we did the little, what's it called, the FaceTime?
A Zoom.
We did a Zoom.
Yeah.
Did a Zoom, but we muted that audio and did the high-tech audio. So then it was like I was right across the glass.
Yeah.
I was right across the glass. No, in truth, I was sometimes 1,800 miles away. Sometimes 8,000 or 5,000 miles away. Did it also in several times in Hawaii. But it'd be easy to think, well, I'm actually talking to that guy.
Yeah.
Right? Now, what if that's the same kind of thing we're talking about here with kids, but that person doesn't exist? I think we both have grown up, we both grew up with some people that didn't like to go do things out of doors, might have had reasons. I mean, I know I did. Had a guy or a couple of guys in the neighborhood, they did not like to go out of doors. And as a kid in the 1960s and 70s, like, what are you talking about? That's the only place to be.
That's where the fun is. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're
That's
staying
where your friends are.
Yeah, you don't stay in your house. I mean, are you a mole? And these days, you don't have to go out anywhere. You find the friends, quote friends, real or imagined. But I would say it's not that these kids have no friends, so they spend all their time on AI. I would say perhaps they don't have friends because they spend all their time on AI.
Or maybe it feels like a person on the other end of these chatbots because they're so used to communicating with real people via text message.
Right.
That they're used to just getting that
Yeah.
that kind of response back. So they feel like, well, those are all people, and
Right.
this is as much a person to me. The responses are as quick,
That's a
maybe
great
quicker.
point. And I think one of the other things is, because I think that's a great point, they're used to doing this sort of communication. And so what's on the other end, I don't know. All that matters is, am I getting back what I want? Am I getting back what feels good, right?
Right.
And if you have these quote, friends, having a friend is more than talking to that friend, and they listen and reinforce all your stuff. You may have had people in your life that you go to a dinner with them, and they never ask a thing about you. It's all about them. It's all about their problems. It's all about their things. All about their things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can see how a person like that would love a chatbot.
Sure.
Because a chatbot reinforces you. How did that make you feel? That must have. So maybe they have no friends because all they want to do is talk. They don't want to listen. The communication back and forth is kind of a bummer if you have to listen to other people's problems. But the chatbot doesn't give me problems. The chatbot tells me I'm handsome. The chatbot tells me I'm smart. The chatbot tells me I'm right. The chatbot tells me my enemies are wrong.
This is getting
This is
a little
a wonderful
personal.
person.
How old are the kids that we're talking about? Because I wonder, are they even aware, like that you're
That it's not
just
real?
you're just no. I mean, I know that they know that it's not real, but are they even aware that they're talking to someone? What I'm afraid of is that they're losing the opportunity to learn that with a real person, it's a give and take. You talk and you listen. The chatbot, asks you how your day was and never requires that you ask how their day
right.
was. They didn't have a day. They have nothing to share with you. If you have a relationship with a real person, you're kind of forced to learn those things if you want to keep those relationships.
But see, this is what I'm saying. I think people don't necessarily want those relationships. They just want to be reinforced. And that will all come crumbling down because it doesn't last. I mean, and these chatbots are going to set it up where kids having a real person is sort of a complicated. It's kind of a drag, like you were saying. It's like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to spend at least half the time, they're talking. And when I tell them something, sometimes they tell me that I'm wrong.
Well, here's another,
So it's like that algorithm thing where everything just reinforces you. It just drives you more to where you are. No friction, nothing keeping you in check. No iron sharpening iron. No governor. You're just rushing headlong to that place, whatever it is. We all get to go to whatever place, and all our chatbot friends are just cheering us on.
No getting your feelings hurt.
Right.
No getting your heart broken. No figuring out who you can trust and who you can't trust. Now, obviously, that feels really good for a kid. But if you're not learning how to navigate those things, adulthood is going to be a really, really hard place.
Honestly, I think it'll be impossible. I mean, I'm a little concerned about if these are the people we're counting on in 15, 20, 25 years. You ask about the details of the report. It was published Sunday by the nonprofit Internet Matters. It surveyed 1,000 children and 2,000 parents across the UK and found that 64% of kids are using AI chatbots for everything from schoolwork to practicing through conversations. Even more eyebrow-raising, over a third of these young users say talking to a chatbot feels like talking to a friend.
I'm sure it does.
Sure, the bots don't eat your snacks or hog the Xbox, but they also don't come with built-in safety checks, at least not yet. So therapists, teachers, BFF, it could be all those things. It could be your BFF. 42% of children said they use chatbots to help with schoolwork, citing quick answers, writing support, and language practice. But dig deeper, and the picture gets complicated. Nearly a quarter of kids say they use chatbots for advice, ranging from what to wear to how to navigate friendships and mental health challenges. Even more concerning, 15% say they'd rather talk to a chatbot than a real person. Among vulnerable children, those numbers climb even higher. It's the kind of consumer engagement some brands only dream of, minus the ethical guardrails, age checks, and regulatory oversight. So the report has all kinds of criticism about the AI platforms, whether it's Snapchat's My AI or ChatGPT or the different ones. The result, some are receiving inaccurate information, emotionally confusing feedback, or even inappropriate content. Yes, despite terms of service that suggest otherwise.
Who reads that? Mm-hmm. I wasn't cheating, Mom. I was just getting writing support.
Exactly. So, I think as can be the case many times, the pendulum swings and then it swings back. Mm-hmm. I mean, the technology is not the evil thing. It can be used for evil purposes, but it in and of itself is not evil. My mom thinks it is, but I mean,
is there a line? I mean, is there a line that we could cross where it does become?
Well, sure. If it becomes
evil?
Self-sustaining, or if it really is self-growing and self-correcting, and if the AIs can invent other AIs and then sneak around behind the people or whatever. I mean, you don't sneak around, but you know what I'm talking about. If they can. Like in the movies, like RoboCop. If they could build their own things, and of course that would be a problem.
Yeah.
But right now, it's
not evil yet.
Well, I mean, is Google evil? Is a search bot? Was Jeeves? Ask Jeeves. Was Jeeves evil? I think it was. Isn't it just a conduit? It's a road to an answer to a question. Mm-hmm. Isn't the evil when somebody says how many drops of pure arsenic to kill a human being?
That's the human. I know. You're right about
it's
that.
It's not the mode. You could go to the library and look that up and get the information. So it's the medium per se. The medium in and of itself is not evil, but it certainly can be troubling, and in the hands of bad people, bad things can happen more quickly or go further, and sometimes farther, than they would otherwise, I think. Yeah.
Poor Nicole Arena.
Poor Nicole Arena.
Nicole Arena.
That sounds like it. Is that where they play? Which team plays there?
No team plays there. That's actually her name.
Oh, Nicole Arena.
Nicole Arena.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. She says she was shamed at Disney World because she was reprimanded for clothing she was wearing, lack of clothing.
She was inappropriately attired?
Inappropriately dressed.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was she not wearing or wearing?
She was wearing leggings and a sports bra.
Hello. Yeah.
With no sweater, no jacket or anything like that.
It's like the Seinfeld episode.
If you could see the picture, she and her husband they're bodybuilders. So
okay.
he was in a tank top,
course,
showing off the muscles
the
and
guns.
They both look, they're very fit.
Yeah, nice.
She says she was shamed. I don't know that. I mean,
telling you to put a shirt on isn't shaming you.
Well, what they told her is, we have a lot of T-shirts here you could buy. If you're not prepared to put something over that, you've come to the right place.
Yeah, we have the
choose
T-shirts.
The character.
We
and
cover
we can,
all of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was shocked that she was outside of the dress code. She hadn't even thought. She thought there was nothing wrong with what she was wearing.
I haven't seen the picture, and I'm not asking.
Yeah.
But you can't just go around in a sports bra, and or whatever. Every place gets to decide what their attire demands are.
Yeah.
Their dress code or whatever.
Right.
And they said you can't do it. So how much does she want in her lawsuit?
There's no mention of the lawsuit, but I would not yet at least. I would even argue though, the longer she can keep this in the news, her social media is going crazy.
Yeah, of course it is.
All of this attention, she couldn't buy this kind of attention.
Poor bodybuilding girl.
But and most people from what I saw in the comments, because I love to read the comments. It's usually such a place for healthy give and take. Most people are on the side of Disney World. That it's a family place. There are lots of places that you can go there, like nice restaurants in that. Every place has a dress code, but you would not be expected. You wouldn't expect to see somebody walking around Disney World in a bathing suit top,
Right, of course
and
not.
that's basically what this is. So Disney World is standing by their decision to uphold their dress code, and Nicole Arena is apparently just milking it as much as she
of
can
course she is.
to boost those followers.
Course. Yeah, that's right.
So
Of course she
it's just
is.
a public service announcement. There's a lot of summer left if you were intending to go to a Disney theme park and wear a sports bra. You're going to want to cover it up or bring enough money to buy a cute new Mickey Mouse shirt.
Buy some. I'm seeing a picture of her and the guy. I don't know what the deal is with all the tank top thing. I don't get it.
On the guy or the girl? I mean,
I think on the guy. I mean,
if she had there's not. I mean,
I can't say. I can barely see anything. It's a Nike top. It's a nice.
Well,
it's a fairly.
You're not.
Top.
You can't see the whole picture.
Oh no, I can't at all.
Her midriff was bare.
Okay,
If that was a tank top that was tucked into the leggings, nobody would have given her a
That's
problem
true.
for it. It was that her midriff
She showed
was
her belly.
bare. She did. Not even really.
But I bet you can show your belly there at Disneyland or Disney World. It's just.
You could maybe have a crop top.
It looked like
I don't
underwear.
I don't
It looked
know.
like underwear, right?
It does look like underwear.
Yeah,
I mean, if you
So
go
it
to the
is.
gym, you're going to see
all the time.
lot
Well, that's
of
it.
those.
It's the gym.
That's
the gym has their dress code.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not many people wearing goofy costumes at the gym.
Or Mickey ears.
Or Mickey, yeah, that's
Probably
right.
not. You have 3 kids.
I have 3 kids.
I had
It's
3
true.
kids. Did any of your babies, and you don't have to name the baby, did any of your babies cry more than the others?
I don't think so. I just left the house when they cried. So no, I don't. They were all really pretty good. I mean, Caroline was a big baby and slept almost immediately, as I
Yeah.
recall. I mean, maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I'm sugarcoating it in my glance backwards. But the boys were. I didn't. I mean, I think there was a time where you had to just, as a parent, bite the bullet. So that they would understand we're not coming back every time you cry. Okay, so you're going to cry, and then you're gonna wind down. Let them cry a little bit. It'll be okay.
You can let them cry a little
Yeah,
bit, but
sure.
this is talking about how, one baby, that might work for one baby. And one baby does cry for a little while,
Yeah.
and then they cry themselves to sleep. They do settle
Or they
down
just
and
stop,
they go
yeah.
to sleep. But that's not the case for every baby.
That's
Some
true.
babies do cry more. And some parents, especially first-time parents, can really beat themselves up over what they're doing wrong.
Yeah.
I remember with my first baby, I don't want to blame, I think it was James Dobson, talked about how, don't let your baby manipulate you. He's talking about very young babies. And there was another doctor who I also really liked and appreciated. She was, I looked at, when I saw this story, I tried to find her because I can't remember what her name was. She was a British doctor, and she was not even, she
Dr.
wasn't.
Bombay?
No, she was not replying to Dr. Dobson. She was just saying, it's not that a young baby can't manipulate you. And
Really?
it's not because they're too nice. It's because they're too stupid. They don't know how to do that yet. If your young baby
Okay.
is crying, there is probably a reason.
Could one of the reasons be? I mean, obviously, they're hungry, they need to be changed. They're this, that, the other.
Colic,
Could
stomachache,
yeah.
some kind of issue, some kind of health problem, or yeah, go ahead.
Could one of the reasons be they want comfort?
Sure.
Okay, so if they're
Absolutely.
crying and comfort comes, and I don't mean comfort from diaper rash. I mean just they prefer to be in your presence as opposed to not being in your presence. If they cry and they get you in person,
Yeah, again, we're
that's
talking about really young babies. We're not talking about toddlers. We're not talking about even this was a study of twins that were between 2 and 5 months of age. And it turns out there is a genetic component to crying.
okay, lay it on me.
So Well, that's all
that's
there
the end of-
is.
that's the end of the story.
That some babies do cry more. Parents shouldn't beat themselves up
No.
over one baby that cry. Your second baby might
I
cry
see.
more than your first baby. And
I see.
if you're spending a lot of time walking a kid around in the middle of the night trying to get him to go back to sleep, it's not necessarily because you're doing something wrong.
Oh, sure, yeah, I would.
It's
I mean, not at
probably
all.
not because
Yeah.
you're doing something wrong. Now, if we're talking about a 2.5-year-old who's crying because they want another popsicle and they're not getting it, that's a different story.
So at
but
some
that's not
point-
what we're talking about.
I understand.
Here.
I understand. I didn't know. I don't know what the age is where they see if I do this action, I get this desired result. I don't know when that is. I mean, maybe you're saying 2.5 years old. I would guess it'd be sooner than that. But they
I
would
just
like
use
do a
that as
thing
an
and they get a
example.
thing back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm a grandfather. I think I may have mentioned that.
You have.
And not always does my grandson. Sometimes he cries if I hold him, and sometimes he doesn't. I don't know. I don't want him to cry. I mean, it doesn't bother me if he cries. I'll walk around with him and take that burden from the parents. But I want him to be happy, and if I turn him back over to somebody else. But he's only 5-6 months old. Yeah, so it's probably. So you're saying the crying that takes place, absent, diaper rash and hunger and needing to be changed and all that. It could be just a different threshold that is genetic, and maybe some babies just cry more.
That's exactly right. They used twins for this study to ensure variables like home environment, family situation, socioeconomic status, all of those things are the same. Identical twins express more similar traits than fraternal twins. Genetics is thought to be the culprit. That's because identical twins share about 100% of their DNA, of course, unlike fraternal twins, which share about 50%. In this study, researchers determined that at 2 months, genetics accounted for 50% of crying duration and settleability. By 5 months, genetics was behind up to 70% of the crying.
So these were 6 months and younger in the study or whatever?
In this particular part of the study, it was they studied 2-month-old babies
my.
and like between 2 months and 5 months.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah.
And it might be that when you're holding your grandson, you're not doing anything wrong.
Oh,
and
sure.
he's just crying a little
Yeah,
bit.
I'm not worried either way. I want to be happy, and to be happy with me, it's great. Have somebody else to be happy.
Yeah. Anyway, the message that parents should take from this is that it's not necessarily that you're doing something wrong. I mean, it might be that your baby has a raging diaper rash and you haven't realized it yet. But assuming that all of those things are good, and the baby's not sick, some babies do just cry more than others.
Had one of those on a plane
Yeah.
recently. That's okay though. I feel bad for the parents more than anything.
So on flights, there's all kinds of ear things.
Yeah, right, sure.
and
Yeah, you
that
got ear
you don't-
problems, and you got pressure, and little kids, and
Yeah.
That is Scattershoot, and that is the Wilder Show podcast. Instagram, find us on Instagram, search Wilder Show Pod. If you want to send us an email, just send it to podcast@wildershow.com. The Wilder Show podcast drops Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 a.m. Central Time or before on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeart, Amazon, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. So like, rate, follow, subscribe, and share. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Do, 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 do.